The president's infrastructure plan still in the works.
There are a lot of conversations going on.
After weeks of negotiations, shifting strategy,
and I have to get the vaccine to go to school and to also be safe.
Health officials reaching out to unvaccinated youth, and a father in Florida behind bars.
I'm just happy that the kid is all right.
Putting his baby in harm's way during a chase. These stories and more coming up on Newsbreak.
Hello, South Florida. I'm Zitlali Solache, and today is Monday, June 7th, 2021.
From the South Florida Media Network's Biscayne-based studios in North Miami, this is SFMN Newsbreak.
Roadblocks still billions of dollars apart. No deal has been reached yet over President's infrastructure plan. Negotiations continue this morning after President Biden rejected a new counteroffer. The network's Reina Figueroa has more on the efforts to close the gap between the White House and Republican lawmakers.
The Biden White House infrastructure plan is still under construction.
There are a lot of conversations going on among a lot of members of the Senate, and over on the House side, on Wednesday, there's going to be a markup for a key element of infrastructure policy. So lots going on right now, but still lots of daylight, honestly, between us and our Republican friends.
Despite all the deadline, the Transportation Secretary is defending the administration's decision to continue talking with Republicans about infrastructure. Over going it alone, Democrats and Republicans are still billions of dollars away to secure a deal as the 2022 midterm elections grow closer.
Republicans are going to be talking about defining themselves based on our differences on things like what is infrastructure.
Biden has a paper-thin majority in the Senate, so he needs the backing of Democratic moderates like Senator Joe McCain of West Virginia to get the package through without Republican support. McCain says he wants to bridge the gap with the GOP.
We need a bipartisan infrastructure bill. We most definitely need that. And infrastructure is something that's been delayed for far too long by past administrations. So it's time for us to move forward.
But for both sides, the clock is ticking.
And there's not a lot of policy there. This is just numbers. It's helping the country, and we ought to be able to find a resolution on that. If we can't, that spells trouble.
Reina Figueroa, South Florida Media Network.
A man is in Florida jail today after refusing to pull over, taking off, and then throwing a surprise at the officers. The network's Andre Wixon is in the control center to fill in the details.
A police chase came to an unusual ending as suspect John James III threw his 2-month-old baby at a police officer.
It was a quick turnaround, throw, and then turn back around and continue to run.
It all happened in Indian River County around 6:30 in the evening. Deputy Kirby is seen holding the child.
I'm just happy that the kid is all right, that he has no injuries, that he's safe, and that the guy's behind bars.
The suspect picked up several charges on his journey from child abuse to aggravated battery on an officer. The officer follows the white SUV close behind to pull the man over for recklessly driving in Vero Beach. He had other ideas, speeding through residential neighborhoods, at one point going through red lights and stop signs, all with his baby inside, even hitting a police car before taking off again.
2 of our K9 guys were able to stop stick the vehicle. Eventually, he ended up going into a dead-end subdivision that only has one way in or out.
Helicopter video captures the suspect and the officer in the parking lot of Point Apartment Complex in Gifford.
Couldn't tase him, I couldn't tackle him. There's not a whole lot I could really do because he had the baby. You know, not a little toss or anything. He just turned around and overhand threw this 2-month-old at me from about 6 feet away.
Get your butt up there, let's go.
Deputies could smell alcohol on him as he resisted being handcuffed, soon going to a hospital in the area.
We were able to take him down so he couldn't continue his reign that he was on, terrorizing everyone. He was just a cute little baby. He had, little fluffy hair. He had a cute little outfit on. Luckily, we were able to get the baby from him before, he did trip and fall or try to carjack somebody else.
Kirby says it's a miracle that the infant had no injuries. Andre Wixon, reporting for the South Florida Media Network.
Today, the Food and Drug Administration is awaiting approval for a new drug, aducanumab, that treats Alzheimer's. The drug will serve during the early stages of Alzheimer's, especially for mild cognitive impairment. In fall of 2020, 10 members of the Peripheral and Central Nervous System Drugs Advisory Committee voted against it, as not enough evidence showed it was effective. But The Alzheimer's Association supports it. The focus is on unvaccinated young people this morning after a CDC study sees recent update in people ages 12 to 17 hospitalized with COVID-19.
I wanted to come get my vaccine because it's going to benefit me, because the summertime, and also because I have to go to school, and I have to get the vaccine to go to school and to also be safe.
President Biden's vaccine goal to get more shots in arms by July 4th could be a challenge. Yet state officials are reaching out to young people from nightclubs to school campuses. Another member of royalty is here at the Duke and Duchess of Sussex welcome their second child, a baby girl, whose name holds significant meaning for the family. The baby's name is Lilibet Diana, which pays tribute to Queen Elizabeth and Princess Diana. Legend says that the Queen couldn't pronounce her name as a child, so she was given the nickname Lilibet. After news of the birth, the family issued a statement saying, "The Queen, Prince of Wales, and Duchess of Cornwall and Duke and Duchess of Cambridge have been informed and are delighted with the news of the birth of a daughter for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex." Jeff Bezos announces his post-resignation plans, and they are out of this world. That's still ahead, and so is this story.
I don't see this as a distraction. I'm just representing what I came from, you know.
Repping his country's flag at graduation. A student's diploma is now on hold. Newsbreak will be back in 2 minutes.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
Heart doesn't see race. Love is love.
Roll over. Chance high five. All right.
When you adopt a shelter pet, you discover all the things that make them unique.
And your mother
and... I am totally a hot person. Right, guys? Thanks for being honest. They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love. Adopt pure love at theshelterpetproject.org.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars.
Really tall.
I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands?
Yes.
You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
A diploma denied. Protesters taking to the streets after an apparent dress code violation stopped a high school senior from receiving his diploma at graduation. The teen says he was surprised at the reaction he got when he reached the front of the line.
Up there, I went for the handshake, you know, trying to get my cover, whatever it was. And she's like, "You can't be wearing that." And I was like, I was in shock, you know. I was like, "What?" She's like, "Yeah, you can't be wearing that flag. It's a distraction." I was like, "No way, you're telling me this right now."
Ever Lopez in Asheboro, North Carolina, was denied from receiving his diploma at his graduation. The teen was wearing a Mexican flag, which caused an apparent violation of dress code. After the ceremony, Lopez and his family protested outside the school, demanding the district to give his diploma for the self-policies of self-expression to change. Jeff Bezos is packing his bags and preparing his space gear this morning because he has announced that he will be going to space. He will be flying on the first crewed flight aboard his Blue Origin rocket, a 59-foot rocket ship planned to take an 11-minute flight on July 15th. The Amazon CEO won't be alone in this flight, with his younger brother Mark Bezos joining him as well, with 5 other crew members. One of the seats will be given to the winner for a month-long auction that is currently in progress, with the bidding currently standing at more than $2.8 million. That's all the time we have for Newsbreak. I'm Zitlali Solache. Get more news anytime at sfmn.fiu.edu.